childish smile. That's one thing I haven't seen in a while. How have you been since I called you mine? You look so good in this light. Got me reminiscing about our good times.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video where I actually sit down, talk, have a conversation. So hopefully you guys like it and let me know. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I learned from my first year at college. If you watched my previous videos, you might know that I currently go to NYU Stern. I just finished my first year. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the things I went through, what I learned. Obviously, everyone has had a different experience, so this is just particular to me, and hopefully it's helpful to anyone who's interested. Number one thing that was different in college compared to high school is there is so much more time to sleep, but you do not necessarily sleep more. So what I mean by that is, yes, you typically I didn't have classes that were from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4. It was spread out throughout the day, throughout the week. So there were lots of times where in the middle of the day I'd have a couple of hours before my next class, or I would finish my classes for the day and just have so much extra time and I didn't actually need to do any immediate homework assignment. So there definitely was so much more time to sleep. And in the beginning, I definitely did. I took naps all the time. I slept in super late, went to sleep super early for no reason. But at the same time, after a certain point, you don't actually sleep during your free time. You find so many other things that you want to be doing, you want to be trying out. Maybe you want to go somewhere with your friends. Even if it's a Sunday, you're like, I'm gonna stay up late and watch the next episode of Game of Thrones instead of getting to sleep early for my morning class, which I don't have. I would say, yes, you do get a lot more time to sleep, but you do end up finding super fun ways to spend that time that aren't necessarily sleeping. The second thing seems a little depressing at first, but I promise it's totally normal and okay. It's that you do spend a lot more time alone. In high school, I would just always have someone there, whether it's friends at school or come home and my family's there. There wasn't really a time where I was like fully alone or I found myself with like nothing to do. But in college, it's a very independent lifestyle, so a lot of times we'll finish classes and you don't necessarily have plans, and you don't have to have plans. Like, I don't think anyone could have plans every single second of the day they weren't in class or studying. There will inevitably be moments where you're kind of done with like the immediate things you need to do and you sit in your dorm alone. And it seems, like I said before, depressing because it could be a Saturday afternoon, you're just not doing anything. But I think that's something super normal and part of adjusting to the college life. So those are just moments that I think you have to get used to, and eventually you get to a point where it's not so horrible. Like, you will find ways to just like relax or enjoy those moments alone. It's not the end of the world if you don't have anything to do. So this third point took me a very long time to kind of come to terms with, and it's the fact that you can't replace your high school friends. I realized I was just trying so hard to compare everyone I met to people I knew in high school. I'd meet someone and I'd be like, oh, this person is so funny, they remind me of this person. You were constantly just comparing or trying to fit people that you meet in college into the mold of like people from high school, or you think that your friends in college have to be the same type of people that your friends in high school were, and that's completely wrong. My friends right now in college are very, very different from my friends in high school. I enjoy spending time with both of them equally, and I definitely think there's like a different part of me that comes out between both groups. I think it's super normal, super healthy. Eventually you realize, this is my friend, they are unique, I love them for these reasons, not because they're so similar to someone else who I really, really like. It stops becoming one of those like still trying to like live in your high school life while you're at college. You naturally just gravitate towards people you like once you stop trying to, think so hard about comparing them to people you know. It's so much easier and you meet so many more people and enjoy hanging out with them. The fourth thing that I learned is eating is kind of hard, at least for me. Having access to all-you-can-eat dining halls, it's really hard to control how much you eat. I went through huge fluctuations in my weight just because I would overeat a lot. There were times where I wouldn't eat at all, and it was just a really bumpy process for me. I definitely want to make a separate video talking more in depth about how I got through dealing with eating and how I'm still trying to figure out how to eat more properly despite having access to all these different foods and dining halls. But in general, I'd say that it's something to really keep in mind. Try to create some type of meal plan for yourself so that you're not really just going to dining halls and eating everything that you find. The fifth tip is to go out and explore your campus. So I know this doesn't apply to all campuses, but for someone who does have access to the city, one of my favorite things has been going out into the city and exploring different restaurants, places, coffee shops. As you guys may have watched in one of my older videos, I would go to a nearby coffee shop to study, and even though I had access to the library and other study lounges, going out into the city and trying different places makes it fun, and I feel like you take advantage of the place that you're in. It's also something I wish I had done even more of. So moving forward, I definitely want to try out more places in New York City. My last tip is kind of cheesy. Having a good relationship with your professors goes a really long way. I have also mentioned in a previous video that in high school, at least for me, it wasn't very common to go to your teacher for help or even ask questions that much. I learned in college that it means so much just to have a conversation with your teacher. Even if you're going to ask something really simple, you can get a better relationship, which helps with communicating later on down the road. And it honestly will give you a lot of advice and helpful tips for preparing for assignments, exams, all that kind of stuff. I used to never go to my teachers for help, and in one of my classes, the most recent semester, I was struggling so much, and I definitely would not have been able to make it through the class or even complete each assignment without going to the teacher, literally asking for help on up to like 80% of an assignment. Having to learn how to do that was a bit weird. You should be able to complete assignments by yourself, and there are so many classes where that is the scenario. It's important to keep in mind that difficult classes require you to go to the teacher, and it's something that should actually be part of what you do in terms of preparing and doing well in class. So going to your teacher isn't just something reserved for people who are struggling or falling behind. So that is it for the things I learned in college. Of course, there are so many other little pieces of information that I picked up and learned easy way and the hard way through my first year. But I overall loved my first year at college. It was really great. I learned so much, made so many new friends, and I think I've changed a lot more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more of these kinds of videos. I know that the lighting and the setting isn't exactly perfect. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to film, but thank you so much for watching this one.